time is never kind. It takes what we love, bends it, and leaves us wondering if we ever truly had it at all. In the distance, the wind carries the sound of something ancient, a heartbeat buried in the mist, calling them home once more. The stones whisper, the past trembles. And in the shadows of Scotland, a new chapter begins. The sky is painted in shades of gray as the camera glides over the rolling Scottish Highlands. The mist clings to the earth like memory refusing to fade. A woman's silhouette stands at the edge of the stones, her hand hovering inches from the ancient surface that once tore her life apart. Her voice is soft, trembling with both longing and fear. She says she never thought she would return, that the pull of the past had gone quiet. But time never truly lets go. The wind howls, and the sound of echoing voices begins to rise, whispers of names and moments long buried. The screen flickers with flashes of what once was a man's fiery gaze in the glow of a burning hearth, promise made under a blood-red sky, laughter that turned to tears. The music builds like a heartbeat, slow and steady, pulling the audience deeper into the emotion that defines their story as the camera moves closer. We see her eyes older now, wiser, but still carrying the same storm that once drove her through centuries. Her heart beats against the silence. The world has changed around her, yet some things remain untouched. Love, loss. She takes a step toward the stones, and the earth hums beneath her feet. A man's voice breaks the silence. It's faint at first, as if carried by the wind itself. He says her name, just once. That's all it takes for every memory to come flooding back the nights of battle. It's the moments of peace, the faces of those lost along the way. The screen darkens for a breath, and then light bursts through, sunlight piercing the mist. Illuminating the path forward, the voiceover returns, steady and filled with quiet power. Time doesn't end. It waits. It listens. It remembers those who dared to challenge it. The heartbeat returns, louder now, echoing through the landscape. The stones glow faintly, ancient runes flickering to life. The wind stills for just a second, the kind of silence that feels like the world is holding its breath. Then the voice whispers, "It's time to go back." The music swells. The horizon trembles, and the world begins to turn again. The screen fades to black, leaving only the sound of the wind and the promise of what's coming. A flicker of light slices through the darkness, warm, golden like sunlight trapped in memory. The screen breathes to life with fragments of the past, moments caught between love and loss. Claire's laughter echoes through a field of heather, her hair dancing in the wind. Then the laughter fades, replaced by the sound of distant thunder. Her voice lingers, a whisper of a promise. No matter the time, I'll find you. The air grows colder. The color of the world drains into muted tones. The camera pulls back to reveal the same field, empty now, the grass swaying in silence. Every petal that falls feels like a second slipping away. The audience sees glimpses, flashes of a blade drawn in desperation, hands reaching through the smoke of battle. To lovers torn apart by war and fate, Jamie's face appears in the glow of a dying fire. His eyes tell stories words never could. He stands at the edge of a battlefield, his breath heavy, his hand clutching a token her ring. The wind carries her name across the chaos, and for a moment, it's as if time bends around him, refusing to move forward. The shot lingers, long enough for us to feel his ache, then cuts sharply, a reflection in water rippling. Fading, gone. The narrator's voice returns. Deep and filled with longing, they were bound by more than time. Bound by pain, by hope, by the unbreakable thread of destiny itself. The music begins to rise again, soft strings trembling beneath the weight of emotion. The images speed up, a candle flickering, rain against glass, the faint touch of a hand disappearing through the mist. Each frame feels like a heartbeat, alive with the ghosts of every moment they ever lived. Suddenly, the screen flashes white, and we see her face again, older eyes glistening with tears that never fell. She stands before the mirror, her reflection split between centuries. Behind her, faint outlines move, the faces of those she's lost, the echoes of those who've yet to return. The camera circles her slowly. She whispers, How many lives must we live to find peace? A clock ticks. The sound grows louder until it becomes unbearable, then stops. Complete silence. For one suspended second, the world stands still. Then a heartbeat. One, then another. The reflection in the mirror shifts. The past reaches out, its hand pressing against the glass. Her fingers tremble, almost touching. The narrator's voice breaks through again. The past is never gone. It only waits for the courage to be remembered. The camera pans upward, through clouds, across time, back to the standing stones that hold the secret of everything. The wind howls once more, carrying with it the faintest echo of a man's voice. Claire. The music swells, a mix of sorrow and hope. The light bursts through the clouds. And as it falls over the stones, the screen cuts to black, leaving the audience holding their breath, waiting for what comes next. Thunder rolls across the Highlands like an ancient warning. The horizon burns in shades of red and gold as dawn fights its way through the mist. The wind carries whispers, names, oaths, secrets buried beneath centuries. The calm is fragile, too fragile. The kind that hides a storm waiting to break. The shot opens on Jamie, standing alone at the edge of a cliff, his cloak whipping against the wind. The sea below crashes with violent rhythm, each wave sounding like a heartbeat of fate. His face is worn, scarred by time and battles that never truly ended. He stares into the distance, where smoke rises from a village below. War isn't coming, it's already here, creeping closer with every sunrise. Cut to Claire, her hands trembling over a letter sealed in wax. The ink still wet with fear. She reads it silently, her lips barely moving, her eyes growing darker with every word. The candlelight flickers, casting shadows across her face, and for a moment, her reflection seems split. One woman trapped in two times, both haunted by what's to come. The narrator's voice cuts through the silence, low, steady, and filled with foreboding. When the winds of change begin to howl, even love must learn to fight for its life. The screen flashes, fire spreading through wooden beams, soldiers marching through mud, the clash of steel echoing through the night. Each image bleeds into the next, a face lost in the smoke. A cry swallowed by thunder, a promise whispered into chaos. In the distance, a bell tolls. Once, twice. The sound ripples through the valley. The people gather, faces pale and fearful. The land itself seems to hold its breath. Somewhere beyond, a voice calls out, urgent, broken, desperate. They're coming. The sky darkens as if time itself senses what's coming. The air thickens, heavy with tension. Jamie's hand grips his sword, but his eyes betray the truth. This isn't just a battle for land or freedom. It's a battle for every choice they've ever made. For every life they've touched, cut to a close-up. Claire's hand clutching her wedding ring. The metal glints faintly in the dim light, a symbol of love tested beyond reason. Her voice, soft yet strong, carries over the storm. If the world burns, I will still find you.
Alice.
The music builds, violins rising like wind, drums pounding like war itself. Faces flash Roger, Brianna, Ian, all caught in the tide of destiny. The standing stones appear again, their glow faint but alive. Pulsing with the same rhythm as the storm, the narrator speaks again. Every war begins with a choice, and every choice demands a sacrifice. Lightning strikes the stones, and the screen bursts with light. For a moment, time freezes, faces suspended in the glow, hearts beating in unison. Then, darkness swallows everything. A single sound remains, the echo of footsteps approaching through the mist. Slow, measured, inevitable. The voice returns. Almost a whisper now. The storm is here. And it remembers every soul, whoever dared to stand against it. The last shot lingers on a blood-red sky, the shape of the standing stones silhouetted against the fire. The music fades to silence, leaving only the distant rumble of thunder, a promise that the worst is yet to come. The mist curls low over the hills, soft and silver, as if the land itself is trying to hide what's coming. Out of the fog, shapes begin to appear, familiar yet distant, like memories returning from a dream. The music slows, heartbeat steady. It's filled with the weight of what's been lost and what's about to be found. A lone figure steps forward. Claire, her breath trembles in the cold, her eyes carrying the quiet strength of someone who has seen too much of time's cruelty. She stands before a broken window, the wind pulling at her hair. Behind her, the reflection in the glass shifts for a moment. We see the younger woman she once was, bright-eyed, burning with hope. Now, that light has dimmed, but it hasn't died. Her voice, low and soft, cuts through the silence. I've crossed centuries for love, but sometimes I wonder, how many lifetimes must we pay for it? Cut to Jamie. His face appears through the smoke of a fading fire. His hands are bloodied, his gaze fixed on something unseen. He kneels beside a fallen soldier, a stranger, and whispers a prayer. The camera lingers on his eyes. The storm still lives there, but now it's mixed with something deeper. Regret. A voice echoes faintly, a memory he cannot silence. You once promised me forever. He looks up, whispering back into the emptiness. I still do. The sound of wind shifts, and now we see Roger and Brianna. They stand before the glowing stones, holding each other like the world might end if they let go. Brianna's eyes are wet with tears, her voice breaking as she speaks. If we go back, we may never return. Roger's reply is simple, steady. Then we go together. The camera pulls back, the stones pulsing faintly with light, a heartbeat between worlds. Next, Ian appears, his face marked with war paint, his expression caught between youth and battle. He moves through the forest like a ghost, silent and watchful. When he stops, he looks toward the horizon where the faintest glow of fire touches the sky. His voice is quiet, almost a prayer. The old world burns, and the new one waits to be born. The music swells again, soft but tense. The narrator's voice returns, calm yet heavy with meaning. Every soul carries a story, some written in love, others in blood, and all of them must face the truth when time calls them home. Claire's hand appears again, tracing the edge of a photograph, faces frozen in time. One by one, those faces fade until only hers remains. She closes her eyes, her voice trembling. Maybe we were never meant to belong to one time. Sudden flash, lightning streaks across the sky. The camera shifts to Jamie, standing on a hill, watching the storm gather below. The light catches his face just long enough to see the tears he hides behind strength. He whispers something almost lost to the wind. If the past calls you, answer. The final images unfold like memories on fire, the stones glowing brighter, the wind howling, faces flickering in and out of sight. Each one looks directly into the camera, as if reaching through centuries to be remembered. Then silence. Only the sound of the wind remains. The narrator's final line for the section falls like a quiet truth. They are more than lovers, more than warriors. They are echoes of time itself, bound to the heartbeat of history. The camera pans up to the sky, a swirl of clouds and light. The storm still waiting and fades to black. The wind screams across the hills like a wounded beast. The sky has turned the color of ash, bruised, alive, furious. It feels as if the world itself is holding its breath before it shatters. A single drop of rain hits the earth, then another, then the storm breaks. Lightning slices across the sky, tearing the night open. The sound of hooves thunders through the valley, soldiers riding fast, shadows against the firelight. The ground trembles beneath them. In the distance, drums begin to beat, slow and steady. The rhythm of war awakening again. Claire runs through the forest, her cloak snapping in the wind, her breath ragged. The camera follows close behind, every branch, every heartbeat, pulling the audience deeper into her desperation. Her voice whispers over the chaos. Time is unraveling. Everything we fought for, everything we loved, it's slipping away. The screen flashes, Jamie leading men into battle, fire lighting his face in gold and red. His sword cuts through smoke and fear alike. Behind him, the world burns, but he never looks back. His voice echoes through the storm. If this is our fate, then we meet it together. The music swells, rising like thunder. Faces flicker, Roger shouting orders, Brianna clutching her child close, Ian firing into the darkness. Each image moves faster, louder, until it feels like time itself is falling apart. The wind distorts voices, turning words into screams, screams into silence, then everything stops. The camera focuses on Claire standing alone amid the wreckage, her face streaked with blood and rain, her eyes hollow with loss. Around her, the battle fades into stillness, the sound replaced by the slow ticking of a clock. She looks down at her hands, trembling, empty. A single gold ring glints in the mud. She kneels, fingers closing around it. The moment feels infinite. The narrator's voice breaks through the quiet. When love stands against time. There is no victory, only survival. The music changes, softer now, almost mournful. The world feels heavy, drained. Claire turns her face toward the horizon, where dawn threatens to rise. Smoke and mist blur together until the land looks timeless, both ancient and new. Jamie appears in the distance, half shadow, half memory. His voice is faint, barely there. Don't let go. She closes her eyes. The world tilts, colors bleeding into one another. The stones flash again, glowing brighter than ever, humming with the sound of something ancient waking. The wind grows colder, sharper. Time begins to bend, the edges of reality twisting like torn fabric. The narrator continues, his tone dark and resolute. Every heartbeat echoes through eternity. Every choice demands its price. And for those who walk between centuries, there is no turning back. The music builds again, violins rising, drums crashing like thunder. The camera cuts between timeline's 18th century battlefields. Modern streets drenched in rain, faces caught in the same struggle across different worlds. The stones pulse faster. The screen begins to shake as light consumes everything. Then silence. A single feather drifts through the air, landing on scorched ground. The camera follows it as it settles beside the ring Claire dropped moments before. The world feels still, almost sacred. A whisper breaks the quiet. It's Claire's voice, faint but unyielding. Wherever you are, I'll find you. Again, the light fades. The music stops. Only the echo of wind remains. Carrying her words into the next moment, the calm before. Destiny strikes again. The screen is black. Silent. The kind of silence that hums. Beneath the skin, the breath right before the world remembers itself. Then, a faint sound emerges, a heartbeat. Slow, heavy, real. Each thump grows louder, echoing through the darkness until it becomes the pulse of time itself. A flicker of light pierces the void. The mist returns, swirling like smoke across unseen ground. Out of it, the outline of the standing stones begins to take shape, ancient, immense, alive. They glow faintly, as if remembering every soul that ever touched them. The air quivers. The earth hums. The stones are calling again. A voice rises, not shouted, not whispered, but spoken like a truth that has waited centuries to be heard. Every journey has its end. Every heart its reckoning. The scene opens into the aftermath of the storm. The battlefield lies quiet, washed clean by rain. The fires are gone, replaced by the soft gold of dawn. Broken swords glint faintly among the dew. The world feels older, exhausted, but still standing. The camera moves slowly through it all, like a ghost retracing its steps. We see Claire walking through the fog. Her dress torn, her hands stained with mud and blood, but her eyes burn with something stronger than survival. She kneels beside a familiar shape, her hand trembling as it reaches forward. Jamie lies there, motionless, his face calm as if sleeping. For a breath, she hesitates. Then she whispers, "You promised me forever." A gust of wind sweeps across the field. Carrying the faintest echo of his voice, "I meant it." The music swells. Low and haunting, the Outlander theme, slowed to a heartbeat rhythm. The stones flash again, the light spilling across the sky, like a second sunrise. The world begins to tremble. The edges of time blur, trees bend, clouds twist backward. Raindrops lift instead of fall. The narrator's voice returns, quiet but absolute. The story of time is not written in years, but in the hearts that dare to defy it. Camera pulls upward, away from the field, away from the pain. The light grows brighter until the screen is drenched in gold. And then, in the center of it all, a single shape forms. The symbol of the standing stones. They spin once, twice, then fracture into dust that swirls into the title. O-R-D, L-N-D, R, the letters burn through the mist, sharp and clear. Beneath it, a soft line appears. The final chapter the music holds on one long, trembling note. The light fades from gold to silver, from silver to black. And then, carved in silence, the words appear one by one, slow and deliberate. Coming to 025, the world holds still for just a moment longer. No sound, no movement. Only the faintest whisper of wind, as if the story itself exhales after centuries of holding its breath. Then, voice soft, breaking the silence like dawn breaks night. Jamie. The word fades into the mist, carried away by time itself. The heartbeat returns. Slow and final, one last reminder that even when stories end, echoes remain. The screen goes black. Darkness. Still, the kind of silence that comes after everything breaks. When the world exhales and time pauses to remember what it lost. Then, faintly, a glow rises in the distance. It's soft, like moonlight, caught between breaths. The mist returns, curling through the stones, carrying the weight of everything that has come before. A figure appears in the haze glare, alone. The wind moves through her hair, whispering secrets only she can hear. Her footsteps are slow, careful, as if the earth itself might shatter beneath her. The world around her feels both ancient and newborn, suspended in a space that belongs to neither past nor present. Her voice breaks the silence, gentle but heavy with memory. I thought I understood time, but it was never meant to be tamed. It's alive. It remembers. The camera drifts closer as she touches one of the standing stones. The surface pulses faintly, alive with a soft golden light that flickers like breath. Her reflection appears within it, not just her face, but every version of her that ever lived. The healer, the fighter, the lover, the lost. They all stare back at her. One life built on the ghosts of many. The narrator's voice returns, low, almost reverent. Every heartbeat leaves a mark. Every love leaves a scar. But some stories are too strong to fade. As the mist thickens, swirling like smoke around the stones. Within it, shapes move. Jamie, Roger, Brianna, Ian. Their faces half seen, like spirits watching from another side of time. Claire turns slowly, her eyes soft, and for a fleeting second, the distance between them disappears. Jamie's voice echoes faintly, calm and warm. I told you, Sassenach, time could never keep us apart. Tears glimmer in her eyes, though she smiles. The music swells again, gentle but vast. The Outlander theme reimagined as a whisper instead of a roar. Violins rise and fade like waves against the shore. Claire steps closer to the stone, her hand resting flat against it. The light grows brighter, wrapping around her like a heartbeat made of gold. She closes her eyes and whispers, "Then let it take me home." The light expands until it fills the screen, pure and endless. The camera tilts upward through the glow, through clouds and stars, till all that's left is the sound of her heartbeat. Strong, steady, eternal. Then, silence. The light fades to black. White text appears, slow and deliberate. Every ending is just another beginning. The final heartbeat echoes once more, softer now, fading into the distance. Then the Outlander symbol appears one last time, floating in darkness, before dissolving into mist. A single whisper lingers as the screen fades completely. Time waits for no one, but love always finds its way back. The music fades, the mist settles. The story ends not with an explosion, but with a heartbeat that refuses to stop. Fade out.